wanted to make a little video sharing with you some new funky cards I have recently heard about and acquired. And to also let you know that down the road, these may become your cards. I'll tell you more about that in just a moment. So for anyone who is on my Facebook or has listened to any of my previous videos, you already know that I am over the moon crazy about New World Witchery podcast and Corey and Lane, the hosts. A brief retell is that I have been a practicing pagan / witch for, I think it's 5 years now, 5 to 6 years. I don't have a definite day that I know that's the day I started. It's been a slow transition to this world, but when I was in the process of changing and learning and devouring all the knowledge, I found New World Witchery's podcast. And I'm pretty sure it is either the very first podcast I've ever found. If not, it was definitely the first witchy podcast I ever found. When I found out that the hosts were located really close to where I grew up, I felt a even stronger kinship towards them. I liked them already. Everything they said resonated with me. Plus, there was like that homey feeling of, these are like my people. So I've loved them for at least 5 years. Fast forward, save you all the details. When they began using Patreon and asking for support for their podcast, I jumped on the bandwagon like that day and have been contributing at the producer level ever since. I didn't realize it's been since sometime in 2015, but I was going back and looking at a video where I talked about it. I was like, wow, that's longer than I thought. So it's going on 2 years now. By contributing, it kind of put me on the map with them. They didn't know me. And, I commented and had sent some, like an email here or there over the years. Not much, but just a couple times. Got little messages through Facebook and back to me, like instant messenger from Corey. And that was really cool. A week or so ago, I was checking my Athena Beth Black email address, and I don't check it very often because it's gotten really inundated with a lot of stuff. And I was scrolling through some old messages and saw that a couple days prior, Corey had reached out to me and had invited me to co-host with him on the upcoming live chat podcast, like that weekend. I was flabbergasted and all of those things that you would expect someone to feel if one of their heroes, I was going to say idols, but one of their heroes invited them to be on their show. Hell yeah. So I was on the show. That episode has not been made public yet at the time of this recording. I think it will be, and when it is, I will make sure I let you know. In case you want to listen, I will also let you know I was a freaking nervous wreck, and the first part of it, whatever, was very awkward for me. It got better, and it was a lot of fun. During the podcast, I told Corey that after hearing him and Lane talk about this funky tarot deck that Lane had found on Etsy and given him, that I got online and I went and bought two decks, one for me, one to keep and one to share. I will need glasses for this. These are such an interesting idea because they're actually not tarot. I just call them tarot, but they're not tarot. They are 55 illustrated playing cards, and it says it's suitable for poker, cartomancy, and mojo. This is what's cool about it. They are, as it says on it, and I'll show you the box, powerfully protective playing cards. Each card hand-drawn and unique. This is the front. Portable Fortitude playing cards. these cards, it says you can use it for cartomancy. I think you could probably use it like you do in Oracle. But I think more likely they would be good for incorporating into spells, enchanting, and carrying with you, or placing strategically somewhere, maybe on your altar. The back of them look like that. Here is the creator's information. And I'll stick it in the down bar too. Karina Dross, and she is on Etsy. So, here's what's so cool. This first one is protection from what remains undone. I would say procrastination or sloth in my world. This is a joker, protection from crippling despair. Protection, another joker, protection from comfortable delusions. Oh, interesting. I just noticed that those two go together. Sort of glass half empty, glass half full. Now, I do notice that kings and queens don't have words on them. However, if you read on the box, or actually on the card included, that one was clubs, yeah. Walt Whitman and Virginia Woolf. Here's some more clubs. Protection from leaving a trail. I guess that's if you're going to do something sneaky. That's for your covert operations. Protection from the abyss. Oh man, check this one out. Protection from your mind turning against your body. It's powerful. Y'all. Protection against standardized education. I would say standardized testing, because that stuff is child abuse. Impending flood. He's got his high waters on. Loss of voice. Protection from disturbed sleep. Okay. Structural collapse. I'm going fast, sorry. Narcissism. Separation. Protection from separation. That one I need to get a freaking tattoo. Then we have another king and queen. Zora Neale Hurston and, I'm sorry, I don't know this guy. George Louis Borges. Sorry that I don't know who that is. I will look it up. This one's a little disturbing. Protection from dangers only dogs sense. City planning. I'll go fast through some of them. Domestic strife. What about this one? What do you think about that one? Infestation. Yuck. Ew. Disease of the skin. Idle hands and empty mornings. For the stay-home mom that gets herself in trouble. Of which I was one at one time. Scarcity. Protection. All of these are protection from. I'm just not saying it every time. Garden pests. You ready? We all need it. Even those of us who live here. Dare I say especially those of us who live here? Maybe not. I think we all need it. Okay, another king and queen. How do you say Hypatia? Hypatia? And Eduardo Galeano. Please don't judge if I don't know who all these people are. I got one of them American standardized educations from the 80s in the South, which is bottom of the food chain. Sorry, If you live there and you argue with me, then you're not a teacher. Protection from divine indifference. That's interesting. Divine indifference. Bicycle mishap. He looks like Kane on Supernatural. Protection from scientists. Phew. From being led astray. Authority. Forgetting. Protection from forgetting. Predators. This is the one that Corey talked about. Protection from rebirth as an insect. He had said protection from getting squished. Stagnation. The mojo hand. But yeah, I guess if you hang out with people who know how to do it, you need to make sure you don't end up getting hurt by that. Hearts. Linda Berry and Herman Melville. I do know who he is. Been to his house. Protection from the Puritans. Look at that picture. That's awesome. I love it. Cynicism. This one's disturbing a little bit. Objectification. It's a thing. Courting in tall grass. I guess that can lead to infestation in a lot of ways. Ticks being one of them. Other things being other things. Protection from the burden of dreams. Fascinating. Protection from those who love you. This one's a good one. Protection from feeling left out when your friends haven't called, but you haven't called them either. Indoctrination. That's weird. Binaries. Doppelgangers. And heartbreak. Well, I showed you all the cards. I think I said I wasn't going to, but I lied. My apologies. I'm going to definitely enjoy using these. I have a few ideas already. And as mentioned, I bought a second one. It is unopened and going in my giveaway box. That will take place down the road. When I get to 2,000 subscribers, I will come up with a contest or something so that I can do a 2,000 subscribers giveaway. And that box is starting to pile up with some pretty good stuff. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. Okay, that's that. I have a lot of other ideas of baby daddy number 2 is leaving. I probably told you he lives in the basement, so it's the only way we can afford this big old house. Anyway, I have tons of ideas of videos I want to make. I'm looking very, very, very forward to being done with all the school crap that's been weighing me down and getting in the way of me being creative. But it's fun to have ideas, at least. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being awesome. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.